Welcome to another FORGEHUB video. This is PsychoDuck. If you were not tuned in to the big Halo 5 live stream yesterday, then you missed a little bit of Forge news. So on the stream, Mike Byron and Tom French from the 343 Forge and multiplayer team did talk a little bit about Forge. They didn't reveal anything entirely new, though they did show some proper footage of manipulating an entire group of objects in action, as far as grouping a series of objects and having them act as a single object in a group. They also talked about the BTB maps, which were sort of our project while we were at the studio. They showed two of them and also confirmed a third, without showing it, but the third they confirmed is my map, which was a Headlong remake. So hopefully you guys are excited to see Headlong come to Halo 5. It's a great fit for the Halo 5 mechanics and stuff. So anyway, I'm just going to let it play for you guys. I capped it so you don't have to sift through a 7-hour long live stream to find it. Anyway, enjoy.
Coming up next, the Spartan armor gets a full-on dissection from the team at The Game Theorists. We'll talk Hunt the Truth with the podcast's creators, and some of the top-ranked Halo players in the world will go head-to-head in Halo 5 for the first time. But before all of that, 343 recently invited a group of level designing experts from the community and showed them the new Forge toolset.
You guys are watching Halo 5 live right here on YouTube Gaming with Xbox. And now here to give us some more info on Forge are Tom French and Mike Byron from 343. Guys, great to have you with us. So Forge, everyone's wondering, when do we get to use Forge? What can you tell us?
It'll come out in December.
Okay.
Yeah, real soon.
All right.
Very soon.
Yeah, very soon.
But let's all right, so we know it's coming out in December. Let's talk about some of the new features. Forge has long been a part of Halo. What are some of the new features that we can expect in Halo 5 Forge?
Tom?
I think
Tom, I'll let you take that one.
Thanks, I appreciate it. I think one of the things I'm really excited about is the grouping feature. Like, it's building a
Nice grouping.
Yeah, well, that's the way we work. It was really tedious to build a map before, and just when you wanted to build a base, you had to reclone it on the other side, kind of piece by piece.
Yeah.
And so what we made is this feature where you can select all of the pieces, clone them, dupe them, move them around the map. It's just super powerful, and then you can, there's just 100 different uses for it, and then there's this feature on top of that where you can weld them together, and they behave kind of as one solid physics object together. It's just really powerful.
Grouping.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep. That's one of them.
I really love the whole projected terrain system we have. In the past, you were limited really with what you could do with natural and organic pieces. And one thing that we did is we made it so that you can place terrain in the world, and then as you move it, it picks up the texture of the ground below it. So you can create seamless environments that are completely designed by you and however you want them to be.
All right.
Okay, what about dynamic lighting?
Oh, the lighting, the lighters love it. We have our Forge lighter, Kevin, and he just can't stop talking about it. We really tried to make the tool have as many of the features that our internal team uses, and so you have dynamic lights and gobos and all these new powers of
You have a dance party in
You
Forge?
can, yes.
Yeah, bring my
Yep.
Spartan glow sticks, baby.
Exactly.
We have built disco floors before.
Okay.
Guys, can we pause this interview for a second?
Yes.
We have something really important to do right now.
Yes, we do.
You know what that is? We're about to give out some codes! Drop the code! You drop
Bam.
the base, you
Bam.
drop the code.
Figure out that question mark, what character goes in there, and you just grabbed yourself a Warzone rec pack.
Wow. All right, sorry, guys, we can get back to that.
Oh, thank you. 'Cause that's
More
important.
codes coming, though.
Yeah.
At any point in this interview, a code may drop.
They just pop.
It should.
Be ready for
Multiple codes.
it. All right, moving back to Forge. Sorry about that, guys.
no,
but we have to give away the
You
rest.
got to do what you got to do.
All right, so Tom.
Yeah.
Previous versions of Forge, people have enjoyed them. You've talked about some of the ways it's been improved, but when someone sits down with this in December, what do you think is the first thing that they're going to notice when they try and create?
It's definitely it's like all the things that they kind of been asking for. Especially the hardcore Forger guys are gonna really kind of dive in, and they're gonna have to take a little bit because we redesigned the whole control scheme around this multi-select concept that we have. So you can really, before you select one object and you kind of tinkered with one object at a time, but now you can grab 64 objects at once and manipulate those, group those, grab more, and just keep manipulating it. And that's, I think, quickly and easily the thing that they're gonna have to deal with. And but they'll learn quickly how powerful it really is.
No, we saw so much coming out of the creativity of the community with previous versions of Forge. I can't imagine once you unleash the tools with the controller, in December, You guys got to be really excited about what you're going to see.
Yeah, no, and then we definitely built things really expecting them to find things that we didn't expect. Like, and that's like our scripting system is super powerful, and like we tinker with it and do all kinds of dumb things with it all the time, and just kind of in anticipation for the dumb things that the community's going to do.
Right.
But we really want them to surprise us. We want to just give them, you know, a sandbox of tools inside of Forge to kind of go with the sandbox of toys that they get from.
How about we
the
surprise
game.
them right now?
Jeff, drop it.
Hey, it's your turn, Tom. We're going to drop another code right now. Guys, ready? Here we go. Drop the code.
Here we go.
2.
There you go. You got
They're
a question
right
mark
on
in
cue
there.
with that code.
We're now on par with Kiki, who was bragging backstage.
So Warzone
Yeah.
Rec Bundle, type that in, figure out what goes there with the question mark, and you just grab yourself some cool rec stuff. All right, guys, I want to talk about Cartographers. Tell us about the Cartographers. What were they there to do? What did you learn from them?
The Cartographers was great. We got 5 of kind of the big names in Forge, people who are really passionate about the
Now, you
product.
have to be clear that these are real Cartographers,
Yeah.
not referring to the ones in the lore of the game.
No.
Okay.
These are real fans of the game. They run the websites. They do the YouTube channels. They're really popular. They came out and we had them come out and we were like, hey, this is the very first time that anyone outside of the studio gets to use these tools, and we wanted them to really just deep dive on it. We wanted them to build levels, try and expose things that we didn't really know that we were missing, and just really use it and give honest feedback of in-progress development of what we could do to make things better as we were pushing towards the finish line.
Yeah, there was lots of cool moments that came out of the whole thing where, like, we weren't necessarily expecting them to use some of the tools in certain ways, or like magnets were something that we had some ideas and stuff that we wanted to do, but we didn't focus on them right away.
Right.
And when they're there and they're trying to build with the magnets, we're like, oh my God, that system's so broken. And so we were like, okay, Ben, our programmer, ran off into the other room and literally started jumping into the code and beating on the designs that we had for it.
Right.
And then the next morning we dropped them a new build and they have them and they're working and they're really awesome. So it's cool.
Magnets are awesome.
Magnets are awesome. These magnets are pretty amazing. And
Yeah,
so.
it was really cool being able to turn around nightly builds of like new content or fixes or updates and tuning tweaks to just constantly have them trying new stuff every single day. They were able to like have a new build. It was really
So
cool.
the big team battle maps these guys put together,
Yep.
how did you choose what the final ones were going to be?
Out of the ones that we picked, or like which maps we were going to do total?
No, the ones you picked, yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. So the way that kind of came about is for Big Team Battle, we really wanted to show off some of the power of Forge, and we're like, what better way than trying to build the biggest possible maps that we can in Forge.
Yeah.
And so as a design team, we had all the MP guys and everyone kind of get together and throw a bunch of emails around, and we came up with kind of our wish list of, here are our favorite maps from previous games. These are the things they did really well. This is the stuff we really loved about them. And we put all that together. And then when the Cartographers came out here, we ended up kind of writing them all on the board and said, like, these are our ideas. Let us know if one speaks to you, if you really want to like go with it, if you have your own pet passion project. And we kind of went from there, and we had a lot of back and forth with them about kind of the needs of Halo 5 and what kind of the experience with all the new sandbox changes it is. Duck was really into Headlong, and we're like, we don't know if you can build that because that's such a crazy, large, insane map from Halo 2 with all these building interiors and just
I
so
loved
much
Headlong.
Yeah.
fantastic map. And he was like, no, from what I've seen with your Forge, I really think I can do this. I want to give
Did
it
he
a
build
shot.
it?
Yeah.
He did.
Oh, I cannot wait
gorgeous.
to see it.
It is really cool what he was what all of them actually were able to pull off in such a short period of time.
I mean, it's cool. Like, I mean, I think one of the best ways to really stress test the shit out of something, is to just.
Tom, I think we have to drop a code to cover that up.
Whoa!
Let's drop a code right now, please.
That was the code word.
That's the code word.
Magic word is, there's the full Halo 5 Guardians Standard Edition. Figure out, you know what that question mark stands for. Anyway, as you were saying.
No, it's just, I mean, the best way to often like push something is just stress it and stress it and stress it. And doing Big Team Battle really pushes what you can do with the tools. And it proved quickly they were doing things that would take them, half a week or a week to do in half an hour. And it was really amazing to watch. And the amount of content that they built in a week with us is
Mind-boggling.
Mind-boggling. And
Yeah.
they built maps that are legit.
Now, I know that people are going to be able to get their hands on it in December, you said, but I've got some questions here from the Halo community. What do you say we take a few of those? Are there weather effects like rain and snow, and is it possible to change the time of day? Sounds like with dynamic lighting, you'll be able to do the time of day.
The lighting will let you really fill in things like interiors, but we do have what we call level themes. And so they're not necessarily times of day, but we actually have like often a morning and an evening kind of look for our maps, so then you can switch to those.
Okay.
Weather and things like that, it's definitely, I can't promise anything right now, but we we want to sustain Forge and keep it going at post-launch. And
I need my little control room Snow. You know what I mean?
exactly, right.
That's
And
what
so
I
we
mean.
want stuff. I mean, as a designer for Forge, like my desire is that they have everything they want. Like they shouldn't second guess the tool. The tool should just be ahead of them. And so maybe we want to keep putting that stuff in there so they can build with it.
Yeah, awesome. Well,